Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, and welcome back to more Endless Scrap Mechanic. Now, if you're not a stranger to Scrap Mechanic Creations, the series on my channel here, then you know that I love destroying cars, whether that be with a car crusher, multiple iterations of car crushers, or perhaps slow-mo destruction, or even just launching missiles into a city. I absolutely love destruction in this game, and now it is time to add a new way to destroy cars in Scrap Mechanic, and that is with this absolutely epic Robosaurus. Now, if you don't know what Robosaurus is, it's essentially a mechanical, robotic, dinosaur vehicle that does actually exist in real life, and normally you would see it at like Monster Jam and stuff like that, and it just destroys cars with super sharp teeth, flamethrower abilities, and it's absolutely fantastic. So here today, I have loaded in to a really awesome Monster Jam arena. Now, I just went on to the workshop and I found one. It was created by DS Gaming, and fun anecdote actually, this tile was released 1 year ago on the day today. It's actually a really funny coincidence. So anyway, like I mentioned, it's a car destroyer, guys, so we're going to be going through the build, having a bit of fun with it, and then of course, we're going to start destroying these little cars right here. It's going to be loads of fun, so let's get right into it. So, this build took a little bit longer to build than I really wanted to, and it's actually the second version. I did start one a while ago during my break, but I wasn't really happy with it, so I started it over, but I have been sick all week. Now, I wanted to get this build done so much sooner in the week, but unfortunately, I just couldn't sit at the computer long enough. I couldn't get anything recorded either, so here it is finally done. I'm feeling a lot better as well, and I gotta say, guys, I am really satisfied with the end result of this Robosaurus. Now, if you've ever seen Robosaurus in real life or images on the internet, I think you can agree that this is a relatively close design. So it features this massive wheel stand in the back, and this is what you steer with. So it has rear wheel steering, which is really nice. It kind of, I mean, this is basically like a glorified forklift. It's like a prehistoric forklift. But as you can see, there are clamping hands on the front that we will use to grab the car. Now look at these teeth here, guys. Those are the Sharp Things Mod spikes. So you know they are really sharp, and they will actually destroy stuff. And you can see his nostrils up there. They are flamethrowers. That is the main feature for destroying vehicles. Now, of course, these arms go up and down. The neck goes up and down. But I guess, ultimately, guys, the best way to show you is to just actually do it. So you saw I just ran up the leg of Robosaurus. So that's all you got to do. Run up the leg. And then right here, guys, you can see there's like this gray block. Now, that is actually the driver's seat. So it's an invisible driver's seat. It's just a block, and it completely hides your character. So that way, it allows you to essentially be inside of the head of Robosaurus while you're controlling it. So there are a whole bunch of buttons and switches. They're nothing really fancy. You know, we have one that moves the neck up and down so you can change the way you're actually looking. We have this one here. That one is going to close these little hands down. So this was quite the task to be able to get this thing picking up the cars the way I wanted to. So of course we can raise the car up as well. And this is the entire lowering process of the entire torso, and that's what you use to essentially pick the car up. And then I also have these pistons. I don't know if you can see that. There's pistons there. There we go. You can see they just changed the length, and that's actually just to get them lined up with the car. And then, of course, look at this, guys. We have ourselves the awesome flamethrowers. If you guys have any ideas for flamethrower builds, then let me know down in the comments, because I am obsessed with this new addition to the mod pack. It's so much fun to be able to destroy things in such creative ways. Now, of course, the mouth, it needs to be able to move up and down, and that is actually set to W and S. So you can see here, we can move the jaw up and down, and look at that. Wow. Those are really, really sharp teeth. They will destroy whatever gets in their way. And it's kind of funny because I did use W and S, so it's actually, it's the same keys that you use to drive the entire vehicle. So if you're ever driving this thing around, I find it kind of funny that you'll see the mouth opening and closing as you're like backing up and going forward. And that was kind of an after sight. I didn't really plan on that, but in the end, I thought it was kind of cool because it makes it seem kind of like the this thing has a mind of its own. Now, we do have these cars right here set up. Now, these are bare bones, simple cars, guys. Look at this. There's nothing inside of them. I didn't want them to be too heavy. Now, I did use a destructible parts mod for this, so everything can be destroyed on this car. It's a little heavy. That's why I did, like, hollow out the bottom there and stuff like that. But overall, it works pretty good. I have a little slot here and a slot right here to put those little forklift arms inside. But now it's time we finally destroy one of these cars here, so let's try and line this up. It's a little difficult. You can see that the entire swivel design back there is really strong. It turns really quickly, so you have to be kind of delicate with it. But here we go, guys. We are going to lower down the forklifts, extend the arms just a little bit, and that gives us just about the right height. Now, inside of this arena, the Monster Jam arena, the ground isn't perfectly flat, so you might run into a few issues here and there, but here we go, guys. We're going to line this up just like so, and as you can see, we are a little too high, but what I can do is, if I just keep pressing 2 over and over again, we can kind of just wiggle those forklifts like so, and as long as we can get into the car deep enough, there we go, just like that, and we now can pick up the car. Look at this, guys. This is so cool. So now we have the car in hand, though, and obviously, like, we can drive around with the car. We can put the car back down if we wanted to. But really, what's the fun in that? That is not why we're here. We're going to be destroying this car. So here we go, guys. All you really have to do is lower the head down. I find this is the easiest way. Now, I will mention, guys, the teeth. I can't really get a bite on the car. The way the hands work, I can't get the car into the mouth properly, which is really unfortunate. But I'll show you guys an example later on in the video of actually being able to destroy stuff with that mouth. It's actually quite devastating. But here we go, guys. We're going to start burning this car up. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, big explosions coming from those flamethrowers as well. And so basically what I'll do is I'll just kind of keep lowering the mouth down. And as you can see, the car is slowly blowing up more and more. And of course, we can definitely move the arms up as well. Now, as you guys can see, this is getting to the point where it's kind of awkward to destroy the rest of the car. We've done a lot of damage on the left side, but now the right side closest to Robosaurus is intact still. So now you have to kind of get a little creative with how you're going to destroy the rest of the car. So one thing, like I mentioned, guys, I really wanted to be able to, like, open the mouth and bring this up, and you can kind of do it. It's really glitchy. Now, you can see I'm trying to bite down on this car. Oh, okay, you know what? We are actually breaking a few blocks here and there, which is not too bad. Oh, okay. I guess he decided to just let go of that side of the car. Now, that's not a big deal, though. I can very easily actually just set this back up again. Look, we're going to use his foot to turn it that way. We're just going to swivel. And this is actually kind of a good example to show you guys just how nimble this thing is. Now, in real life, I can't imagine this thing would ever actually be this nimble. But it definitely makes it a little bit easier to control and use when you're trying to pick stuff up in the game, because we all know how annoying the game can actually be when it comes to the physics involved. So here we go. Okay, hold on here. He's like really staring down at that car. We're going to lift his neck back up. I think we should be good to go. There we go. All right, we are now raising that up. So we're going to look down, though, again. And we're going to try and get a little bit more destruction. Oh, there we go. We got some fire. Alright, and now, like I said, we have that little edge on the vehicle, so I'm going to try and raise it up right to his nose here, and no, it's doing it again. That's okay, though, actually. Look, I think we're pretty close to destroying this entire vehicle now. Alright, so to finish it off, I'm just going to set it down on the ground, and hopefully our flamethrowers will reach all the way down there. It looks like they are. Slowly breaking it. There we go. Look at that, guys. The car, oh, jeez, is now completely demolished in half. Now, it's really satisfying. So sometimes you're kind of lucky, you can keep the car in your hands and it's no problem whatsoever. Other times they kind of fall out and stuff like that. But overall, loads of fun. Now, like I mentioned, guys, we can't use these teeth here to their full extent. So I'm going to set something up just to show you guys how powerful they really are. Alright, so here we go, guys. I have this suspended metal platform up to Robosaurus' mouth, just so we can show off the teeth a little bit. So here we go, guys. Let's try and chew our way through this entire little platform. So let's line it up. Come on, now let's start smacking it with our teeth. Oh, look at that. We are getting some full-on teeth destruction here. Now, I don't know if we're going to actually be able to bite through this entire thing. You know what? It looks like we're actually making a pretty decent amount of progress here. I might even have to actually kind of like turn from side to side, maybe. Let's see here. Oh, there's another one. It's usually just a matter of time. Now, I can only fit so many spikes in his mouth, obviously, before I kind of, you know, ran out of space. And it seems like with these spikes, the angle that you're actually hitting the surface at, I think that really has a lot to do with it, because sometimes it would seem like a spike did in fact hit, and it's not actually breaking anything. There we go. Now we're getting some pretty good bites here. I find sometimes you can even just shut the mouth all the way, and it will actually do a pretty good job of just biting right through it and trying to close itself and causing that damage that you need. There we go. We are almost through. This thing is really strong at biting, honestly, and I mean, this is, you know, this is solid metal here, guys. You gotta be at least somewhat impressed by this dinosaur. Alright, there we go. A little bit more. Come on now. Yes, there we go. We have just chewed right through it. You know what? Why not one last little snack? There we go. Perfect. Now look at that, guys. Those teeth are sharp. They just aren't very useful. But I do have one final car here, guys, just for good measure. I want to, you know, I want to destroy one more car here. So why don't we just kind of wheel our way up to it here. We're going to kind of wrap ourselves around it a little bit. Line up these fork areas here, and it's actually pretty easy. You know, when I first made this, I thought it was going to be really hard to be able to actually pick these cars up and have no issues whatsoever. And obviously, you know, it did take a little bit of work throughout the week, but I'm so happy with the end result. Like, look at this, guys. We can now have so much more fun destroying cars in Scrap Mechanic with the flamethrower. We got the sharp teeth as well. Here we go, guys. Let's just make quick work of this thing. I'm not even wasting any time here. Robosaurus is angry. His eyes are red. He's seeing destruction. My goodness. So I actually just took a moment to increase the length of the pistons. Now, it does look kind of funny. Robosaurus's arms are extremely lanky right now, but I think that should hopefully give us enough. Yeah, look at that. Now we can actually raise it up right to his nose there, so we can actually get that burning going here. There we go. And now we can actually destroy the car while he's holding it. Look at this, guys. This is so cool. All right, look at that. The car is now separated into two pieces. So there you have it, guys. That is going to be the video for today. I really hope you did enjoy Robosaurus, the car-destroying robot. Now, guys, if you did enjoy the video or the build, then let me know by hitting that like button. If you have any suggestions for future Scrap Mechanic creation episodes, then be sure to leave them down below in the comments, guys. And if you want to tune in for some more of this endless Scrap Mechanic and you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, because we got all sorts of crazy builds, live streams coming your way. It's loads of fun. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and I will be seeing you in the next one, so bye for now.